ARK Survival Ascended is the new future of Ark, an initial surface perspective to be a remastered version of the 8-year-old game, with a wealth of promise but a price tag included to question its justification. So let's break down the reasons why this Unreal 5 overhaul is worth it. To help clear up this study, we'll divide the video into 5 topics: quality of life content and features, Unreal 5 advantages, OG Ark abandonment, console integration, and Ark 2 preparation. To kick off with quality of life, we need to first understand why these couldn't just be added to Ark Survival Evolved, something we'll dig deeper into the third topic, but it's been suggested to us several times that hardware limitations, specifically looking at older consoles, have held Ark back for a long while now. Memory limitations are already pushed with those in mind. Specifically, ask anyone that plays Gen 2 on those consoles and has lost opportunities in the past, such as shale structure tier considered for the same map. It's no secret that the foundations of Ark's code may have attributed to this, but a cleaned up code base to compress memory handling much more, not least owed to the advantages of an Unreal 5 engine, presents a next generation platform to introduce a museum's vault of content. Kicking off with a community-voted submission for Scorched Earth to arrive on day 1. Each subsequential canon expansion map will also include a brand new real-world creature, presenting 6 in total, or 10 in total if you include the new expansion pack. A new canon map to release at the end of the year. A new story-based map will be released to continue the adventure. Noted to be a paid expansion, mind. It'll further flesh out a new path of the Ark journey, with 4 new creatures, and I wonder where exactly to be set, considering Genesis Part 2 set the sequel up, and some theories to expect it to be set back on extinction following Rockwell's arrival. With new memories comes new available structures, so far only hinting display cases and smaller tech teleporters, but a great potential for much more. Could we possibly see shale tier being addressed once again? But furthermore, snapping of structures will be reshaped, with new ways to snap your wall and ceilings to your foundations, and new ways to improve foundation support, looking at uneven terrain in particular, allowing you to adjust the height of your foundations to accommodate. With improvements on how they'll exactly behave covered in our last topic, will be offered even more breedable creatures, griffins being a highly suggested one, and wilds even breeding themselves, with baby creatures now found out in the wilderness, and wonder what advantages they might serve over adults, and how their parents may react when interacting with you. Whilst not completely clear, it appears we'll also be seeing either new aberration variants or allowance for creatures on aberration that weren't allowed before, so we'll be managing these tamed dinos and babies in a more efficient manner. Not touched upon since the arrival of hairstyles back in 2017, new improvements on how we can customize our character and model to less unsightly or perhaps more compensating features than we have before. Taking advantage of the new engine, could we be seeing any nods towards the limitless integration of meta-human creator? Returning after a cancellation for Ark Survival Evolved, we'll find a new wave of exclusive holiday content that takes advantage of next gen, but more importantly, to release in mod form, allowing anyone to play any holiday event as and when they choose to. To allow a new improved interaction of your world, zoom in, ping certain locations either on map or off for your tribe to know exactly where to travel to, not unlike the ping system already seen in the Survival of the Fittest. Speaking of which, we'll find a second map, Scorched Earth, arrive to play on at launch, with new character and creature customizations, cosmetics to set up your look and style for your army, with your friends in a local lobby before queuing up in a new matchmaking system to crossplay against other competitors in a new Unreal 5 iteration of the Battle Royale. Throw in balance changes such as cave entrances to be built, a new look at mechs with promise of much more, there's at least an exciting prospect of content to come. But the perhaps most defining reason for this new offering is its engine. The hardest sell currently owed to no visible representation at the time of writing. The current demos illustrated across the web offer at least some idea of expectation. Originally planned to upgrade the base game, developer Studio Wildcard decided to instead go back and clean up the code to rebuild for a new generation, leading expectation to find a new gameplay within a living, breathing version of Ark unlike ever seen before. Already mentioned, all art assets would receive upgrades, expecting improved details of everything from bases to dinos. Unreal 5 allows the processing of these through its nanite technology to command armies of dinos at a reduced memory cost. Physics and how both our survivors and creatures interact with our world will be transformed, with every leaf slapping you in the face as you walk through, reacting to the terrain and AI as you bump into each, within a wondrous heaven of light, using lumen technology to bounce through each room and cave, creating a heightened sense of realism as it bounces along the new dynamic water, pushing and pulling its way through each map, acting exactly how water should, flowing how it should, and possibly forcing you to take much more care when considering pressure. Huge laggy bases will become a thing of the past, with instance rendering again using nanite to halt the constant cries of lag as you do battle in the grounds of giant strongholds built, allowing to build more creatively without a concern on performance. Along with a rebuilt version of Ark and promised clean coding with the advantages of Unreal 5, could actually find much smaller save files than expected, compressing Ark to finally a size that allows you to download anything else, because you may want with its new integration of mods. Unreal 5 is a much easier program to develop for, a far cry from the dev kit we know today, with its wide library of assets available and clever AI scene adaptation. Could find many more mods being made for ASA and in a much quicker time frame, with support being offered to all existing ASE mods to transition to this new engine in time for its launch for all platforms. As a result of the aforementioned, Ark Survival Evolved will become a shadow of its former self, though noted to remain playable for those that still wish to, with single player and unofficial servers still able to keep on for as long as they wish. The official network, as we know it, will be completely removed to be repurposed for Ark Survival Ascended. Perhaps the biggest blow to this announcement, it's still worth remembering official server saves will be available to download and use for single player or unofficial servers thereafter, though exactly how remains to be seen. A brand new official cluster with the promise of new cross-platform anti-cheat system which will uniquely identify players much easier than currently, along with improved mesh navigation, offers a potential cheat-free future. It's no secret how rife cheaters and hackers have become in Ark. Whilst it could never be thoroughly acknowledged by the dev team, an incredible amount of resources is thrown into combating cheaters on, quite frankly, a sandbox platform that's allowed them to thrive. It's without a doubt the foundations Ark is built upon has left Wildcard on the back foot ever since, attempting to combat cheat after cheat after cheat, with resulting black market communities literally making a living selling digital content through these, and Wildcard seemingly not able to combat somehow. So if, and it is certainly a big if, Ark Survival Ascended introduces a new platform in result of the team's learnings to combat the disgusting amount of cheaters, to provide a much more inviting community to play with, could this be the remedy needed to encourage more players to jump on official than ever before, not least in a possible primitive return to Ark like the players of 2015 or 16 remember, offered only the Island and Scorched Earth to play within a new Unreal 5 offering. And finally, in perhaps one of the most unexpected announcements, will allow Xbox Series S and X, PS5 and PC players to cross-play together, with cross-progression and accounts, allowing you to continue your game seamlessly as and when deemed fit, cross-voice chat with friends and become much easier to track down, allowing an improved monitor of players. Naughty words will become much easier to ban for, and cheaters will become much easier to find. More so, updates will have to happen across all platforms at once, so no more waiting months after PC for the latest patch or update. Maps will have to drop for all platforms at once and create a level playing field for all experiencing ARK Survival Ascended. But most importantly, mods. At launch, PC, Xbox Series S and X and PlayStation 5 will all be able to play mods. Supported by company partner Overwolf, will find a new system in place to download and play the mods you want, with all original mods being offered the opportunity to transition to this new version of ARK, and at the modder's choice of being either free, as they've always been, or paid through a new premium system, which seems to be both a benefit to modders of 50% and possibly a revenue stream for Wildcard, with support needed for Overwolf to overview. Throw in crossplay for Survival of the Fittest 2 modding for that as well. A thought at the most popular mods to replay, abandoned mods to be reborn, looking at Primitive Plus, and a whole generation of playing ARK could be born simply through this offering alone, which paves way for the sequel, delayed to the end of 2024, though quite possibly could be later. Who knows at this point? ASA is offering us a variety of features we would otherwise have to wait for ARK 2 for. We've already covered physics and environmental interaction, something that's been teased at coming for the sequel before, but we'll be seeing more realistic dinos. Dinos will react to their environments much more than ever before, expecting them to understand where blockades arrive and navigate their way through. So an expectation for much less stuck dinos and them tracking and hunting you down like never before. It's been noted and made clear now ARK 2 will be an offering unlike ARK 1 and will be met to fans not wishing to support the sequel. As a result, we're given an improved future-proof version of the 8-year-old game to be fully supported alongside it, with seemingly some elements nodding to its playstyle thrown in, such as a new third-person camera that can be opted out of, and directional sprinting and walking, the latter being possibly a huge difference in play compared to the tank controls we know, along with your interaction with the world could feel like a totally new gameplay experience, and I wonder if this is what the sequel hopes to offer. And there we go. Do you agree with those points or don't agree? Comment below, let me know. Are you excited for this? I am. I certainly am, as you can tell by this. So until the next one, my name is Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, peace out.